Hello, welcome to Inspiration and References. We're going to go over my thought process and basically my personal theory for art in general. So, we're going to start with a little bit of art history. Some of you might recognize this statue. I learned about it from this meme, which says, I think that my favorite thing to happen in art history is when a guy made a Lucifer statue that was too hot for church. So they commissioned his brother, who made an even hotter one. And as we can see in the Wikipedia article here, they call it an unhealthy beauty. Basically, this is the moral of the story, which is you've got to have some kind of emotional boner for your art, even if you're working for a church. Because creation in itself is an emotional process, and viewers also connect to art emotionally as well. I think if you're able to appeal to audiences' emotions, then ultimately it'll basically live rent-free in their mind. And I think that's the best kind of art, personally. Finding this emotional appeal is also, unique to every person because everyone's emotional journey is different. Your experiences and your tastes, everything about you is unique to you. And that's really important for finding your own personal style. You can ask 10 people to draw the same thing, and every single person will draw something differently, even if the subject matter is the same. But I think that's what makes art really wonderful. So sometimes you might see artists who, draw really amazing art for themselves. And then you'll see their commissions, which somehow fall flat. And I think the problem with that is that they're not emotionally invested. There are ways to trick your mind to get emotionally invested, and it has to do with understanding appeal. You might remember here. So, to understand appeal, you kind of have to broaden your own personal tastes. It's really easy to get stuck on one kind of thing, but you want to be able to, understand why people like other things and see why they might find it appealing. And, maybe it's not exactly the same, but as long as you're able to understand more of this, then you can basically build your own personal library to create new and exciting things. So I think it's really important to get into other hobbies and basically just have a lot of different interests and things that that you find appealing. This could be, fashion, art, games, food, travel, nature, interior design, architecture, history, pretty much anything. Because if you're able to do that, you can avoid, the evil thing here. We will call algorithm-based websites. The problem with these is that it pushes the same exact thing to everyone who's looking at something that might be similar. And this creates, the meme virus. And the problem with this is that it turns art more into like a draw this in your style meme. And it's better, I think, to create something that represents you as a standalone artist rather than just conforming to whatever is popular out there right now. But of course, these images are popular for a reason. So it's good to study what makes them appealing, which is, once again, understanding appeal. If you're able to break it down and combine it with, the 100 other things that you like, of course, not all 100 at once, but maybe you'll find a few things. The magic number here is usually 3. And you'll be able to create something that's uniquely yours and interesting and new, and maybe appeals emotionally to people who are also like-minded. Maybe it's a bit challenging. Of course, it's not as easy as just copying what you see on the screen, but the challenge is the fun part and what really makes you grow as a person as well. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you in the next one.